Alrighty, welcome everybody. Let me get this switched off. It seems like it's been ages since I've been on here. We had the holidays, everything was going on, and then I had a kind of an emergency last week that I needed to take care of, but I'm here, yay! So for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Julie Brown. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome. I'm so glad that you are here with me tonight. And so I'm going to go over a little bit of housekeeping and then we will get started. All right, so if any of you see anything that you'd love to get tonight, there's the hostess code for January. You can order through me at juliebrown.stampinup.net. And then my email's there if you want to reach out to me. Obviously, you're either watching me on Facebook or YouTube. But my Facebook channel is Julie's Creative Stamping. My YouTube channel is juliebrown.julie's Creative Stamping. And don't forget to check out my blog. I am getting it all put back together. I switched my whole hosting and who was hosting it. And so now I'm going to be starting to post things back in my blog. So hopefully you guys will join me there and follow that. So again, guys, make sure you're following and liking and all that good stuff. Alrighty, so tonight I am going to be working with the Darling Dinos. Here we go. Bundle. This is one of the new bundles in the new mini catalog that just came out in January. And I have a grandson that lives in Vegas that absolutely loves dinosaurs. And so obviously when I saw this set, I had to have it. And I've had a lot of fun playing with this. So tonight we're going to be doing 4 cards. One is kind of a more extensive fun fold, and then I have kind of a simpler fun fold, and then 2 regular cards. So hopefully you guys can stay with me throughout and make sure that you get all of that. So let's get started. So anyway, my class is free. This is my class and it is free. Now, if you like the cards and you decide, hey, I would love to have those card kits, all you have to do is place a $40 order with me this week, anytime between now and next Wednesday when I'm doing my next live. And then I will send you out those card kits. All right, let's get started. Oh, let me kind of go over this. So this is actually an unbelievable set. And as you saw, the bundle together is $45. And that means you'll get the stamp set and the dies. And these dies cut out like almost everything in here. Plus it has a couple standalone dies, which is this... this cloud is a standalone die, and this little half eggshell is a standalone die. But almost everything else on here, except I don't think it cuts out the grass. And I don't think it cuts out these little tiny flowers right here, but it does cut out the rocks, the flower, this big flower. I don't think it cuts out the glasses either. It does cut out the heart, the balloon, this hat. And anyway, guys, amazing set, amazing die set. So let's get going. And what I decided to do tonight, because this is one of our stamp sets that we considered a lined stamp set or outlined. And so that means that when you stamp it, all you get is the outline. So there is a lot of coloring required for this type of a stamp set. And you can either use our Stampin' Write markers, our Stampin' Blends. You can sponge daub it to fill in color. There's a lot of different ways that you can add color, but tonight I'm mainly working with our Stampin' Blends. And because of that, there was a lot of coloring that had to happen. And so I did a lot of the stamping and the coloring ahead of time so that I could get through all 4 cards, because I really want you guys to see all 4 cards. So for this card, you're going to want a Pebbled Path base. Now this is one of our in colors that came out last year, or I guess I should say the year before. Hey Mary, I'm so glad you're here with me. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, if you're new to my channel, you can pop in the comments and say you're here. If you have any questions, you can put that in. So Mary, I'm glad you're here because that reminded me. So this is a Pebbled Path base, and it is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You're also going to need 2 basic white pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4. And then you're also going to need another white piece that is 3.5 by 4. Now that piece, I stamped everything on, and then ended up die cutting out of that one. So, and then these two pieces, I actually went ahead and did my stamping, but I'm going to talk you through what I did. And so I used the grass to go across the bottom here, and then I did the grass here. And then how cute are these little footsteps? And then I did these little footsteps in basic gray. The two sentiments are done in pumpkin pie. And then I did come in with a blending brush, and I did Mossy Meadow on the bottom and Pool Party at the top on this one. So I just kind of wanted to go through what I had done. And so this one for the inside is ready to go. And so we're going to go ahead and put that on the inside. Because I'm trying to get through 4 cards tonight, I just thought if I did a lot of the stamping ahead of time. And then, you know, again, guys, if you see a card that you like, you can always come back. This is always going to be on my Facebook or especially on my YouTube channel, and you can go back and watch it again. All right, so there's the inside. So for the front, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick this on the front. And if you have any questions, if I go through what I did too quickly and you guys have a question, just make sure you type it in, and you'll get to see or I'll be able to answer that if I see your question. All right. So this is going to go here. And then I'm going to show you all the little pieces, and I'll go over what colors I used. I'm trying to see if it would be better here. Yeah, I'll zoom in so you guys can see all, because there's a lot of little tiny pieces on this one. Okay, so this is what I did as far as I stamped on that 3.5 by 4. I stamped all of these. Let me zoom in for you. So I stamped all of these and then I colored them in. So the blue is Misty Moonlight and then Pumpkin Pie. And then I did on this little Triceratops, I did Smoky Slate, and on the, I still call it a Brontosaurus. I'm sorry. I know they had a new name for this. And interestingly enough, I had someone here that specialized in dinosaurs that was in my card class the other day. And I asked her, why did they change the name of the Brontosaurus? And she said what ended up happening was, I can't remember the name they use now. So if any of you on here know that name, let me know. But she said that species was actually discovered first, and the more studies that they did on the Brontosaurus, they found out it was the same species, and so that's why the name Brontosaurus went away. But I'll be calling it Brontosaurus because that's what I grew up with. Anyway, but he's Misty Moonlight and the Dark Smoky Slate. So this was done with blends, and all of that was colored in with blends. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place a couple of these on here. And then I am going to do a little bit of stamping. Oh, let me zoom back out. Oh, I went the wrong way. I always go the wrong way. So I'm just using liquid glue to put these pieces on. I was trying to not get glue on me, but I just absolutely put that right in the middle of my hand. So I'm just going to kind of put this Brontosaurus, so he's kind of stepping on that grass right there, and he's going to be right here. Now, a lot of you guys that came to my open house, you guys did a version of this card. This was one of the cards that I designed for the open house. So you've already seen this one, but you haven't seen the other 3 that I'm going to be doing. And then this is the little party hat, which I think is super adorable. And so that's just going to go on his little head right there. All right. So now with my little Triceratops, because I want these balloons kind of coming out from behind him, what I need to do is I've got to bring in my basic black ink, and then I'm going to bring in the stamp that has the string for the balloon, and I do what's called a dry run. So I kind of set my Triceratops where I want it, and then that kind of tells me where I can do this stamp, so that it's going to be hidden behind him, but I'll be able to put the balloons on it. So there's one. And then you'll notice I keep putting it kind of back in place. If I can use my words tonight, that would be really awesome. Whoops, sorry. Maybe we'll do it like right there. Okay. And then I want one that's going to be kind of a little lower, but over here. And so again, I'm going to be doing my dry run with my little Triceratops. Oh, hello, Carol. So glad you joined. And then we're going to do this one. And again, it's going to be a little bit lower as well. Okay. Ooh, and I might have done that a little too close over there, but we'll see. All right. So that's how I do that. Let me get my chamois in here to clean off. And if you guys are just joining me, like I've said earlier, I did a lot of the coloring and stuff ahead of time because I'm going to try to get through 4 cards with this set tonight. And because of that, I want to make sure I have plenty of time to do that. Okay, so now I can go ahead and I can glue the little Triceratops, but I am giving you guys what I used. And so for each of these, and if you missed that because you're a little late getting here tonight, then just make sure you go back and re-watch this, because I've told you which blends I'm using for each of these cards. And then when I bring in Designer Series paper, I'm going to let you know which paper I'm using. All right. Oh, I don't know why I put that away. Thought I was done. So now I'm going to take the little balloons that I colored in with Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to stick one right there. This is such a fun set to play with. Like I said, I'm having a blast with this. And I'm really enjoying the way that all of this is coming out. And like I said, this is one of those lined sets, so you're probably going to need to color it in with some type of median. Yeah, I did that way too close. But I want it to fit on here, so I'm just going to make that balloon really short. It still looks super cute. Okay, so now, interestingly enough, here's the little tiny bow. Look how cute that is. Let's see if it'll, I think if I put my hand behind it, it may focus on it. So you can either make this a little boy dinosaur by putting the bow, like a bow tie down there. Or you can do what I'm going to do and make it a little girl, and we're going to put the bow in her hair. And so I'm just going to come right there underneath. Whoops, I don't want to cover up her eyes. So I'm going to come right there on that little horn on that side, and then I'm going to bring it closer so you can see. And now I've made our little Triceratops a girl. Yay! Okay. Because you know what? I've got a lot of granddaughters that really liked dinosaurs as well. Okay, the other thing that I brought in is the Smoky Slate and Basic Gray Pearls, and it looks like I've already lost one. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to find my Take Your Pick tool, which I usually have in my hand, and we're just going to pry that up off of there. And then we're just going to add this just to add a little bit of fun bling to this one. And again, like I said earlier, I have die cut most of the pieces for the cards that I'm doing tonight, and already colored and stamped most of it, just so that you can know. Now, guys, how quick was that card? You know, granted, it did take a little bit of time to color these in, but super quick card, and it says, hope your birthday is dynamite, and then you're terrific. And then I did the little footprints along the edge there. So that is card 1. And again, don't forget, if you want these card kits, all you got to do is place an order with me between now and next windy. Oh my good, I said that because it's so windy here. Next Wednesday, of a minimum of $40. Okay, next card is going to be the quicker of the 2 fun fold cards. And I actually got this idea from a swap that I did, and I thought I had that card sitting here. Isn't it crazy how you start? Yeah, I do. And I changed up the colors and added a few things to mine. but I do want to give the lady that did the swap with me, her name is Nimi Batstone, and she's the one who did the original design on this, and I just changed it up so that I was using different colors and added a few different things to mine. Okay, so what you're going to start with here is, and I'm showing you the back side because I don't want you to see the front yet. So you're going to need 2 basic whites that are 4x4. And then I used, for this one, I used the Timeless Plaid 6x6 Designer Series paper. And this piece is a 1x4. And then I had a strip of, oh shoot. I had a strip of white, and I'm just going to put these pieces on here because that'll tell you. It was a 1-inch strip, and I cut out 3 of the clouds and 2 of the little eggshells. Oh, let me move this, sorry. And so it ended up being a 1 by 5.5 that I put those pieces on. And then I already die cut those out. Now, with this base, it is a normal 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to show you how I put it in my cutter. I've already done the cut for it. But once you score it at the 4 1/4, then what I did is I stuck it back in here. And I measured over to 1 1/4. Like so. And then I basically, you know, line this up with the 4 1/4, shut it, and then I cut straight up. And that gave me this little flap like this. All right. And you can do that on either side. So if you would prefer to have, this is the part that's going to open, this is the part that's going to stay down. And if you want to have it opposite, then when you put it in your cutter, and you measured at 1 1/4, you would cut from the bottom up. So that's the only difference. But this is kind of a quick and easy fun fold card. Alrighty. And like I said, I did most of the coloring ahead of time. And so for the inside, I stamped my little Brontosaurus again, and I stamped in Mossy Meadow. And then I colored in his little spots with Mossy Meadow. And then I did dark smoky slate on his, like, the toes. And then light smoky slate for the body. And again, like I said, guys, if you have this set and you want to make these cards, all you got to do is replay this, because I am giving you all of the dimensions. And then based on what color you're using is going to determine what color you want to color in all your little dinosaurs. So we're just going to center this over here. And then this flap here actually is going to get adhered down, because I don't need it to open. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the top, and then I'm just going to lay that down and bring in my bone folder and burnish just to make sure it gets a good hold there. And then that's where I bring in this fun, the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper, and it's going to fit on this side over here. This is actually a really versatile Designer Series paper pack. Most of it is like checkers and plaids, but it really fits with a lot of different stamp sets. It's going to be a really versatile Designer Series paper. It is part of that Storybook Friends collection, but I just brought it over. Okay, so then what I did is kind of the same thing I did with the other one. I did the You're Terrific in Mossy Meadow. This time I used Old Olive as my greens for this particular one. And as you can see, it's Smoky Slate and Old Olive. And then I don't know if you guys can see because it's really light, but then I did a really light blending with a blending brush of the crumb cake at the bottom. And then this is going to go on the front. Isn't this a fun fold? I just think this one's just super cute. But I wanted to give you guys all the colors because I know some of you already have like all of the Stampin' Blends. I know some of you are just starting out and you're collecting Stampin' Blends. And if that's the case, then, you know, I want to make sure I tell you the colors, especially if you want to match up what I'm doing. All right, so then what I did over here is I took the little cracked egg, and I basically put this kind of on the bottom over here because I just think this is super cute. And there is a die in there that does a rather big egg, which I'm going to be playing with that later and look at possibly like fitting one of the dinosaurs in that one and see how that looks. So again, I'm just using my liquid glue. And I'm just kind of making this, I kind of attached it. I don't know if you can see, but I put this one little slot in there and let's see if I noticed that I noticed that I paused there, so I had to switch. So I basically kind of put that corner up in there to make it look like the egg was still kind of holding together there. And then what I did with my clouds, because this is white, I wanted to go ahead and add some color. And that first card, I had some Pool Party still left on this blending brush. So I didn't feel like I needed to add any more to it. I'm just coming in and I'm just kind of going around these edges just to give it some color. Now, if you feel like it's not enough color, then obviously you would bring your ink pad back in and stick that on there. So anyone have any questions so far on anything that I'm doing? I know there's a couple of you on here with me. All righty. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that. I think this one right here needs a little bit more color on it. And again, the reason that I'm just doing those edges is because it's going to be on white, and I wanted it to kind of pop so that you could actually see them. All right. So then what I decided to do was my center one, I'm going to pop up. So I'm going to bring in my, take your pick tool, grab one of those dimensionals. And then we're going to bring this here, and I'm going to kind of put this cloud kind of right between my two dinosaurs. And then the other two clouds, I wanted to actually be flat. Now, again, your choice. Whether or not you want them to be all popped up. And then for this one, I kind of wanted it to hang off over here. So I wanted to make sure that I only put glue on this side right here so that it would move up and down with this fun fold. And I'm going to put this one a little bit higher. Okay, so I liked that it hung over. Oh, good, Carol. You're going to get this set this week. It's such a fun set. You're going to love it. Such a fun set to work with. Okay, so what do you guys think? This one says you're terrific. Can you guys see how by putting that just a little bit of Pool Party help those clouds to pop? And then again, the crumb cake down here, I blended. And then it opens up and it says happy birthday. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a little pocket here for a gift card. So this could be a gift card holder, which is always good for birthdays, right? All right, so there's card number 2. All right, so card number 3 this is our regular card. Now this one I'm going to have to do some die cutting just because I kind of wanted to show you guys how the die cutting works. I mean, I know we all know. Okay, so for this one, you need a balmy blue card base. Oh, I'm so glad you like that one. And of course, this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then 2 basic white pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4. And I've already done the inside. And this is one of my favorite stamps in this set because this part right here is blank. And so it says roar means, and for this one I wanted to do you're the best in dinosaur. It also has I love you. It also has happy birthday. So you can put whatever sentiment you want. And then if you guys, do you guys remember those itty bitty greetings? If you guys still have that itty bitty greeting stamp set, some of those will fit in the middle of this. But I love this. Roar means, and then whatever you want to put here in dinosaur. I love this stamp. It's like my favorite one of the whole set. So we're going to go ahead and shut this. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on the inside because this is the inside. I can't wait for you guys to see the last card, which is, it's called a triple, what's it called? A triple accordion fold. Sounds really complicated, but it's not. You guys know I don't like really hard, like fun fold cards. I like ones that go together fairly easy. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. And of course, I stamped with balmy blue and basic gray. And then this was stamped in basic black. And then the leaves were colored in with balmy blue and daffodil delight. And then the center, I don't know if you guys can see the center. The center is pecan pie. And then the leaves are granny apple green. All right, so let's work on the front, and then we're going to have to do some die cutting. So this time I brought in the beautiful bouquet designer series paper. This is the one that goes with all the beautiful butterflies in the new mini catalog. But I wanted to bring in some of those colors to just kind of soften this up a bit and do some different colors with this so that you can see that this set can be used with a lot of different colors. All right, so what I did was I picked 3 of the colors that I wanted and I cut them all 1 by 4. So you're going to need 3 of the designer series papers cut to 1 by 4. And then I don't know about you guys, but I always do dry runs when I'm figuring out like where I want stuff to lay and how far apart I want it. And so, yeah. So that actually looks pretty good. I think I have a little less room. All right. So now I'm just going to lay those down. Even though they're not straight, I kind of know where I want them. And so I call that dry run. So anytime you guys are watching me and I say dry run, that means that I'm laying things down before I have adhesive on them so that I can get a clue as to where I want things to be lining up. Okay, so I'm going to get this first one on here and down and hopefully straight. That's always good because if your first one's not straight, nothing else is going to be straight. Then we're going to bring this next one. And again, this is really pretty paper. And I just thought it would be fun to kind of bring in some different colors than you normally think for dinosaurs. So there's that one. And then we're going to do this one. And you can see when I flip it over, the other colors that are available in this paper. So you could make this actually a little bit brighter than I decided to do with this one. All right. So there's that. Then I wanted to put, I wanted to wrap some of that Daffodil Delight. And I don't even know if this is back in yet, but I love this ribbon. And unfortunately, it went out super fast. So for me, I always put a little strip of either a glue dot or some Stampin' Seal Plus when I'm wanting to wrap a ribbon. And I don't like tie my bows. Like I don't wrap the whole thing and then tie the bow. I actually, as you see, I wrap it and then I tie the bow because I have a cheat. I have a bow maker. So because I have some adhesive on the back here, I'm going to go ahead now and put this on my card front. I tell everybody in my class all the time, anytime that you plan on wrapping ribbon, make sure you do it before you put it on your card base, because I always get that messed up. I don't know about you guys, but I can mess that up almost every time. And then I have to tear it off, wrap the bow. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to tie the bow at the end. So now what I did was I stamped and I colored me a little Daffodil Delight dinosaur. And then I did the little flowers, and instead of doing opposite colors, I did one flower in Daffodil Delight, one in Balmy Blue. And so let's bring in the mini die cut. I call it the baby. And we're just going to run these through. And I don't know if I can get them all at the same time. I'm going to try, this might be... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to like cut this down right here just so I can get these two. So I can at least cut the flower and the dinosaur off at the same. Oh, I forgot to tell you these sizes. I'm so sorry. This was a 1x4 and this was a, I believe it was 2x3. So this was a 2x3 basic white. This was a 1x4. You guys gotta like stop me and say, hey, what were the sizes? Because I get carried away and I get going and I forget to tell you guys. And again, remember, if you do make a purchase and you do get the card kits, they do come with step-by-step downloadable PDF instructions. So you'll have those. And so I'm just gonna tape that in place so that it stays where I want it. I think I'm gonna tape his little head down too, because his head keeps wanting to move on me. And then we're gonna lay this flower down and we're gonna cut out, this time through, we're gonna cut out the dinosaur and one of the flowers, and then we'll put it right back on here and cut out the other flower. Now this one can kind of be a Valentine's Day card. I didn't do it in pinks and red, but you definitely could do this in pinks and red, and make this into a Valentine's Day card, because we're using that I love you sentiment stamp, and so it would work. So just, and especially if you're like sending it to your grandkids that are boys, that, you know, that's why I kind of did this color, because I thought they would be okay, because I have some of my grandkids that are okay with pink, both boys and girls, and then I have some of my grandkids, both boys and girls, who do not like pink. So I have to always think of other colors to do things in, because, you know, they're all like, ugh. And you know how kids and grandkids are. They change their minds every 5 seconds. So they may not like, you know, blue today, but they're going to like it tomorrow. All right, so there's those. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is we're gonna bring this in. We're gonna take our little Brontosaurus. And again, for those of you that missed the history class at the beginning, I found out why they quit calling it Brontosaurus. But you know what? It's ingrained in my soul that this is a Brontosaurus. But if you want to hear that explanation, because I talked to, why can't I think of the name of the people who, oh, what is that field, guys? You guys know, they're not biologists, but anyway, they basically study dinosaurs. And so I had a lady in my class that explained it all to me, because she told me that that's what she does for a living. And I was like, well, that's cool. I kind of at one time really wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to go on digs. So then I just added those flowers right at the bottom there. And then I'm going to come in with that I love you stamp and some balmy blue ink. This would also make a super cute baby card because I am using the more subtle colors here. So just think of all the things that you could use this card for. And like I said, you could also, this set does have a little heart stamp. So I could have stamped a bunch of hearts up here to make it more like Valentine's Day. So just giving you guys some ideas because I want you to really understand how versatile this set can be. And then I came in with some of our, do you guys remember these, the glossy dots assortments? We still have them and I love these colors. So I'm going to bring in some of these to kind of jazz it up a bit. And this is going to go here. And this is going to go over here. And again, this layout, I call them sketches or layouts because anytime I see a card layout, I look at it and I think about ways that I can, so when someone sends me a card, I consider it a sketch and I use them all as sketches, and then I put my own ideas in it as far as like what sets am I going to use, because you know you can use all sorts of different sets. Okay, so I'm going to use my little bow maker that I have, and we're going to do a small bow, so I don't need that much. So for those of you that have it and you keep forgetting how to use it, you start with the thick side towards you. And then because I don't want long tails or legs, I'm going to bring, because sometimes I'll start it down here, but we're working on the two smaller legs. You can work on you can make bigger bows than this, but we're going to wrap it around and then go kind of the same length over here. And then I'm going to trim that off. And then, so once you do that, then you're going to take this side that you wrapped and you're going to go through the middle and making sure it's laying flat the whole time, and then bring it up around the bottom. Then you're going to grab this from this left side and you're going to tie your knot. I am really bad at tying bows without this. Paleontologist. Thank you, Mary. I could not think of that name. Thank you so much. Yes, she was a paleontologist, and she gave me my little lesson on why they changed the name of the Brontosaurus. So that was kind of fun. Who knew I was going to have a paleontologist show up at my class? You just never know, right? So because this is such a thin ribbon, what I do when I'm using mini glue dots, if you'll notice, I take my Take Your Pick tool and I kind of fold that in half. And then I go ahead and I stick that down on the ribbon there. And then I'm going to get this. All right, let me see which way it wants to lay so that it looks pretty. And then this is going to just be stuck on there like so. And then I'm just going to trim up these, the ends of these bows. I don't know if you guys want to call them legs, tails, whatever. What do you guys call this part of the bow? I'm curious to know what you guys call it. All right. So there you go with our more subtle dinosaur. And you guys could see how you could put welcome baby down here. How cute would that be? And for this one, as you noticed, I put it up against this left side because I wanted more of the blue showing here. All right, so what do you guys think of that one? So then it says, I love you. And then on the inside, it says, roar means you're the best in dinosaur. So, and then you guys could actually put, if you had a happy Valentine's, you could have put roar means happy Valentine's in dinosaur. So again, I love that stamp set. So there you go. That is card 3. No, Mary, that's not the name that she used. It started, I think it started with an A. Is the name that she used started with an A. We're still talking dinosaurs, people. So anyway, so there you go with that one. So again, you could see where you could put welcome baby. So I haven't heard any ideas from you guys. What's other ideas that you think you could use those subtle colors for as far as birthday cards? Okay, so now we're gonna do the triple accordion fold. And we need lots of pieces for this one. And again, I've done a lot of the coloring and die cutting ahead of time. Oh, I'm glad you love that one. But I wanted to just give you guys, hey, think of some other colors. Because I think, we think dinosaurs and we're thinking grays and greens and, and I have stuck with that a little bit, but not all the way through. Okay, so for this card, you are going to need a piece that is cut 5.5 by 11. And then you are going to score. So I'm going to turn it like I'm scoring. So your first score line is going to be at 1 1/4. Then you're going to score at 4. And then you're going to score at 6 3/4. All right. And then trying to remember how this folds. I think it folds in. Yeah, I think we did this way, and then we turned it and folded back this way, and then we fold, yep, that was it. And then we folded that way. Okay, so I'm going to do that again for you guys. So if you're here, you fold it in this way, and then you turn it upside down, and you fold this piece back, and then this piece up. Now, obviously, I need to take a little bit of time to score this, but that's how hard this or how easy this triple accordion fold is. It's not complicated. It just, sometimes when we hear it, it sounds complicated, but it's really not. And I saw this first by Kelly Baxter Fitzgerald. And if you guys look her up on YouTube, she did this layout with the wildly flower, that birthday set that's in there, and her cards are absolutely pretty beautiful. And she didn't have to do all the stamping and stuff that I had to do because she used a lot of the ephemera that comes with that one. So definitely take the time to take a look at her video on that. Okay, and then what I did, again, I'm using the Timeless Plaid, which is, and you can find it with the storybook. Yes, Mary, I think that's a Patasaurus. I think that's it, Mary. You must be Googling tonight. So you're going to need one piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Then you're going to need another pattern that is 2.5 by 5.25. And then you're going to need a strip that is 1 by 5.25. Then you're going to need a piece of white that is 2.5 by 5.25. Obviously you can see that I stamped and colored on the other side. And then you're going to need a white that is 1 by 5.25. Okay. You're also going to need a piece that is big enough to cut out. I use the Spotlight on Nature dies. Yeah. I'm like, either you really know your dinosaurs or you're looking it up on Google. And then you can see I have this little piece here that is 1 3/4 by 3 that I stamped the Triceratops on. Okay. So probably to cut this one out, you would need like I'm going to say a 3 by 3 piece of white to cut this out. And I did use the Spotlight on Nature's. So I'm just going to put all these pieces in here. Oh, and I'm sorry, you do need a 1 inch by 11 for the belly band. So let's get these pieces in here. This is just this one was a really fun card to do as well. And I think this one I'm going to show you how that one stamp works, the Roar stamp. Hopefully I can get it done correctly. Okay. And so this is where the white piece goes. So this is where this piece is going to go. And again, I know I'm going too fast for you guys to follow along, but honestly, I don't think too many of you follow along with me. I think you guys kind of watch and then come back and watch the replays if you want to make the cards. So that's why I'm trying to give you all the dimensions that you need. And you can see that this is the same pattern as this, but I'm using the opposite side. And that's going to fit right in here. Like so. And then for this one, I stamped the balloons and the little party hats. Can you guys see the little party hats? And then this stamp is actually in this set. It looks like a bunch of little rocks or pebbles. Can you guys see that? And so once I stamped and colored these, then I just came in on the side just to give that, you guys know I like anything that is kind of a grunge look. And so I just really wanted to bring those in and give that a little extra oomph. Oh, do you do taxes, Mary? I'm sorry. I used to do that. I ran a tax office for a while. I don't do that anymore. So yeah, you don't get to look up during tax season, do you? So this one that I colored, stamped and colored. So obviously I stamped in, actually, I'm going to kind of close this so that I can line it up with this paper here. So it doesn't look cattywampus. And so, so this was Balmy Blue for this balloon. This was Calypso Coral. This was Lost Lagoon. And then I switched off with the hats. I used the Calypso Coral on both hats, but on the one that's by the Boho Blue, I put in Lost Lagoon. And the one that is down here, I did the Boho Blue in. So yeah, I remember those days. I ran a tax office for almost 8 years. Okay. So then what I did was I brought in our T-Rex and I stamped, look how cute the little rocks are. Can you guys see how many different stamps there are in this set? It's insane. And so then I did this dinosaur in Lost Lagoon and Smoky Slate. And then of course the 3 balloons match the same colors in the front. Oh, you guys have an extra couple of weeks. Ugh. Oh, and then I, down here, I colored in below. I just kind of did a line across the bottom in light old olive. All right. So now I'm going to show you how this stamp works because I love this stamp. So I'm going to do it in basic black first, because this is the one that you can make the center be whatever you want. And remember, again, if you guys remember those itty bitty greetings, I believe they will fit in the middle of this. So if you still have that stamp set, you could put 10 times more things down the middle. So see how it stamps? Roar means, and then it leaves that blank spot in the middle in dinosaur. And so we're going to come in with, I don't remember what color I want to use for this. I think we'll use boho blue. Yeah, I've got it right here. Let me clean this off. But yeah, I'm pretty sure all those itty bitty greetings would fit in there. And then I want this to be a birthday card. So I'm going to do the happy birthday. Apparently roar means a lot of different things. I'm going to try to stand up so I can get this centered. Let's see how well I do. You can see I don't stamp and talk at the same time. Yay! So see how fun that is, that you can just stamp that in the middle? It's such a fun set. Oh yeah, teeny tiny wishes would work really good too. And think about all the different things that you could put in the middle of this. Yeah, I love this this set. And then this is going to go. I hope you guys don't mind that I didn't do all the coloring on screen with you guys, because I thought it was more important to show you all the different cards that are possible with this set. And I mean, I still have like 4 designs in my head that I want to do with this set. Okay, now next what we're going to do is we're going to do a belly band. Now, I don't score my belly bands because I just think it works better if you just wrap it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this around on this side. And then I'm just going to fold it around on that side. And then what I'm going to do is go in the back, get it straight. And then I'm going to lay some adhesive down. And I'm just going to lay that down like so, because I think when you do this, you get a nice tight fit, but not so tight that you can't get this belly band on and off. But what I wanted to show you is what I do is, then I'm going to turn this around because I don't want to see this seam on the back. So now what I'm going to do is, once I get my dinosaur on here, that's going to cover that seam. And then the back won't have a seam on it. So let's bring in our die cut machine so I can cut out my little Triceratops. So what was your guys' favorite dinosaur? Oh, good, Carol. Thanks. I know some people always ask me, why don't you color and show us how to do the blending? And I do sometimes, but I wanted to show you all 4 cards tonight to help you guys have some ideas. Oh, and for those of you that are not Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, don't forget Celebration is going on. So for every $60 that you spend, you can either get a free stamp set, free paper. You have a whole list of things that you can. They've got stamp sets, they've got embossing folders, they've got paper, they've got ribbon. So there's a lot you can choose for that you will get for free for every $60 that you spend. And I'll be demonstrating some of the Celebration items as well. I may start doing a few more lives because I always feel, I don't know about you guys, but I always feel rushed this time of year, because not only do we have the stuff in the mini catalog to show you guys, but we have all the Celebration stuff to show you guys as well. And it's like, I always feel like I'm running a marathon. All right, so then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this little guy And he's gonna, and you can see those stones. I went ahead and stamped those stones like I did on that 1x4 white piece with the balloons. So again, I'm just using my liquid glue. And I'm just gonna pick this up so that I have a little more wiggle room here. And I'm gonna try to get him kind of centered. So we're just gonna push him down. Now I'm choosing not to pop this up because this is already kind of thick, and if I were to pop it up, I would probably have to pay extra in postage. So if you're giving it to somebody, you could use dimensionals and pop this up. But if you're gonna mail it, I'm gonna suggest that you do what I'm doing and you just, you know, do this part flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to center this, but I want to cover this side over here. So I think I got that centered. So we're just going to push him down on there. And then we're just going to, maybe I folded it just a little bit too tight. Oh, it's catching on something else, sorry. And the more you put these belly bands on and off, the better they go on and off, because your card starts to kind of flatten out a little bit. I think I did mine, so probably don't fold it quite as tight as I did. All right, so there you go. There's our little accordion, what is it called? Triple accordion fold. So we've got this, and then again, the more this lays down, but again, you could do dimensionals. I just chose not to. And then you just slide this off and open it up, and there's your card. Roar means happy birthday and dinosaur. All right, so let me just bring in all of these cards that we did tonight so that you guys can see. Again, if you're not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you see something you like, if you place a $40 order with me, I will send you all of the card kits. So the only thing you're going to need is the stamp set and the dies and possibly some of the blends. But if you have markers, that works as well. But I will send you like the card bases. I'll send you all the designer series paper, and everything will be, all of this stuff, like this card will be cut and scored and folded for you, so that you, where's my first card? There it is. All right, so what do you guys think? There's all our dinosaur cards tonight. Fun, huh? This is such a fun set to work with, guys. And so if you haven't gotten it, I'm going to suggest that you get it, because there's just so many uses for this set. But I do appreciate you guys like hanging out with me and chilling with me. I'm going to put this up one more time. So if you do place an order that's under $150, please use that hostess code. And then you can order through me at juliebrown.stampinup.net. Let's get rid of that. But guys, thank you. It's so much more fun when there's people online with me that are asking questions. And tonight we had a little lesson on dinosaurs. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed that as well. But I would love for those of you guys, if you guys do get this set, especially if you're like demonstrators, I would really, really, really love to, if you get this set and you make some cards, I showed you what my email is. Please reach out to me, email me some pictures, because I would love to see what you do with this set. I always love sharing what I do so that it helps to inspire all of you guys. So I will be back live next Wednesday with a whole other set. I'm not sure which one I'm working on yet. And I may do the paper pumpkin alternatives that I designed 6 for a class that I'm holding tomorrow. So it may be that next week. I'm not sure. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. Who's that? Oh, Lisa. So you've already got it. You're going to play with yours tomorrow. Yay. So yay. Come up with some like different ideas, like different colors, different ideas, so that it matches, it can be used for anything. So anyway, guys, have a great night. Thank you so much for spending some time with me this evening. And hopefully I'll see most of you next week.